I like that sound and good morning to everybody. How is y'all? I was just checking out the Amber Alert here in Michigan, man. That's a wild story. People outside of their minds, man. Two little twin boys got abducted, basically. The person that was supposed to be helping the mother out because her house got broken into. And then that's who they suspect was in on the kidnapping. I don't even know what to say, but people were crazy. Like, people really losing their minds, man. We in a godless, lawless society, and we don't care about nothing no more, man. Whatever you got coming to you, I hope it's swift. Cause what's wrong with y'all? Donald Trump then got indicted for the 30th time. No big deal, right? He's still talking about running for president. I know there's a lot of people that's actually happy about that news and will still vote for him today. Are you one of them? I just want to know. Man. This is crazy, man. Canada is on fire. We got a major heat wave. Supposedly it's the hottest summer on record. There's a lot going on, man. I could run down a whole list of stuff. This is crazy. And we still got the gender wars going on the internet. So I want to talk to the black people. Black people, do y'all realize how ridiculous we look and sound on a daily basis? Now, there's people in the comments that's sick and tired of it. Like, y'all giving podcasts a bad name because y'all still talking about who's the prize and what do you bring to the table. Like, that conversation should have been evolved by now, and we're not getting nowhere with it. I don't understand. Well, I understand a little, but the fact that we're not doing anything to try to make it better, that's really what's discouraging to me. It's like, we happy in this space, just arguing, going back and forth about nothing every day. Like, y'all don't want to do better. Peace is not a priority. It's just about being right, and nobody's right, especially now with the stuff y'all talking about. Now, we really got to witness the destruction of black families, and it happened slowly over a few decades to the point where now, I mean, it's people that would rather just have a baby and push the partner to the side. Not understanding how much we need each other, because you couldn't even make the baby on your own. You did not make that baby by yourself. And it's much easier when you have help. So stop acting like independence is the way to go, because it's not. It's a very small few percentage of people out here that are actually thriving in independence. Everybody else just making it look like what it's not. Instagram is a lie. We should all know that by now. But people so comfortable with the lies, they much rather live that way. I don't know what to say to you. It's been a slow and steady progress of us just crumbling, man. And there got to be somebody in the background just laughing. Because they got us. They got us in the trick bag, man. Like, we really look crazy. So this is what I wanted to talk about today, because, man, it's like, how do I want to put this? Well, what I want to say is that
stop, think about it.
This is strategic. Like, if you think we're doing something because of empowerment, that's not it. Like, we just got laid down the wrong path, and we just continuing to go down that path without even realizing we getting our strings pulled. Got Geppetto in the background just playing with us. And we just going for it because we like little puppets running around, man. Bunch of Pinocchios. Nobody want to be real. Our children are the ones suffering. I'm a product of divorce. I'm a child of divorce. Also went through my own divorce. So from the marriage aspect, man, divorce is devastating, but it's mostly devastating to the children. They're the ones that really suffer the most. It's hard. Now, when you're dealing with it, you go through your own things, but like the family is destroyed. Are we so quick to just give up on each other? Sometimes that might be the best option. You know, I'm not trying to act like that's not the answer for all circumstances, but like, man, it's so easy to just walk away from somebody and act like the easiest thing that I notice for all people is it's so easy to just point the finger. It's so easy to point the finger at somebody else and say they're wrong. If they just get their stuff together, if they would have just done this, everything would have been okay. But like, is that true? Yeah, I know I subscribe to relationships being a mirror. So something about that person drew you to them. And a lot of times it's things about you that you find in that person. So while you playing the blame game, there's stuff about yourself you need to work on too. But it's just so easy to point the finger, forgetting that it's 3 pointing back at you while you're pointing at one at somebody else. It's sad, man. I was looking up statistics because we always talk about, somewhere around 50% of marriages fail. You want to know the percentage for a second marriage? It's between 60 and 70% that end in divorce. So we're not getting it right the second time around. Actually, it's even worse the second time around. To me, that say we got accountability issues. You thought it was that other person, but nah, it's not that simple. And until you get serious about the work you need to do on yourself, I didn't even bother looking at the third and fourth marriages because there's people out here that have been married 3 and 4 times. One of the most ridiculous things I heard while we on the topic of divorce is people having divorce parties. Like, let me get this straight. Again, I understand, like, not every situation is salvageable. But you stood in front of your partner. You pledged your life to him. You also stood in front of a pastor. Presumably, I can't even count how many witnesses. You made a promise to God. Till death do you part. That y'all was going to be together and work that out. And you failed. And you're having a party to celebrate your failure. That makes sense to you? Like, just think about it. Ain't nobody thinking about it. Because I think if they did, they wouldn't be having these parties. So, like, clearly, it's an absence of thought in a whole lot of things, right? Don't tell me I'm tripping. You having a party to celebrate your failure. Wow. That's what we doing. The people with the success stories, they're not willing to step up and talk about it. And we love all of the drama. I saw that with the fight on the boat, a whole lot of other stuff that's been going on in the last few weeks. That's what we tune our attention to. That's basically what I was talking about in the Tubi video, because it was just like, it seemed like that's the kind of stuff to get us, to wake us up. Like, we need drama to survive. That's what we tune in for. That's what to captivate our attention. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of sick. I don't know too many people that like read as a hobby. Not even as a hobby, but just read. Now, I was on Thread, like, that came and went. That whole format is relative or related to Twitter, but like just long form words, like that whole format is almost done. Videos took over and they got a chokehold on the socials. It's just, our attention span is garbage. Everybody is selfish. We all out for self. And it's supposed to be about self-worth and self-love and self-improvement. What are we really improving other than our camera quality? We'll get this shot of me. This will look real good, right? Like the light is just perfect right here. And as soon as we take that picture, you know, the reality of what's going on in the background. The pictures say a whole lot of words, but what it's not saying is speaking even louder. We don't even realize it, man. Everybody know you full of it. You ain't fooling nobody but yourself. So I really commend the people that just keep it off of social media, because that's better than all these liars. Y'all are liars, man. Can't even stand the sight of yourself. That's why it's all covered up and filtered. Ain't nobody ashamed, because this is the do what thou will era. There's evidence of that every single day. I want to talk about some positive stories. I want to talk about success stories. I want some people to come on and tell me that, you know what, it's going to be okay. That it's all going to turn out for the better. It's just a little moment in time right now, right? Where are y'all? Please show up. Please drop a story in the comments. Please tell me I'm tripping, that I got it wrong. Now I will say, I know that they try to skew the numbers so that they make it seem like, you know, black men are not around and they're not involved in the families, when black men are more involved in the families than any other race. That's one thing I do know. But as far as what I see on the day-to-day, it's a mess. There's nothing to be proud of. Other than that, I was walking my son down the street in his wagon, and somebody was applauding me. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. It was like, man, we just walking. But I can't be mad at him for that, because, I mean, look at the media coverage. Look at social media. All of this is just, it's doing such a great job of destroying our image. And for the people that's actually trying, or even if you're not trying to make a statement, you just want to do the best you can in the lives of the people around you, your immediate family, try to make the best impact you can. Man, you got so many people talking so bad about us. It's kind of hard to even keep that. It's kind of hard to keep that train going. It's all about self-esteem when it comes to that, because I thought it was crazy to have somebody applaud me for walking my son down the street. But again, I can't be mad at them, because this is really where we are in society. Like, this is, God help us. I want to offer something to for the believers and the non-believers, because maybe it'll just paint a better picture. And I always call myself a dreamer, but it's not even some fantasy world. It's just a message in simplicity. So give me a minute. So straight from my notes, like I said, for the believer and the non-believer, I'm going to start with the non-believer and say, this one is from the Pedagogy of the Oppressed, chapter 3. And it's just a little excerpt from there that says, dialogue cannot exist, however, in the absence of profound love for the world and for people. The naming of the world, which is an act of creation and recreation, is not possible if it is not infused with love. Love is at the same time the foundation of dialogue and dialogue itself. It is thus necessarily the task of responsible subjects and cannot exist in a relation of domination. Domination reveals the pathology of love, sadism in the dominator and masochism in the dominated. Because love is an act of courage, not of fear. Love is commitment to others. No matter where the oppressed are found, the act of love is commitment to their cause, the cause of liberation. And this commitment, because it is loving, is dialogical. As an act of bravery, love cannot be sentimental. As an act of freedom, it must not serve as a pretext for manipulation. It must generate other acts of freedom, otherwise, it is not love. Only by abolishing the situation of oppression is it possible to restore the love which that situation made impossible. If I do not love the world, if I do not love life, if I do not love people, I cannot enter into dialogue. Love is a central figure, and I think it's something that we continuously cast to the side. We act like it's not as important as it really is. And I said before that I've heard people say that sometimes love is not enough. And I think if that's actually your belief, then you're just doing it wrong. So, for the believers, I want to take you to 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. Starting with verse 4. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we only see a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. So, it gives you a record of what love is and also what love is not. There's no confusion about that. Just a little food for thought for today. All I can say is I'm trying to drive the point home, trying to get a message across, because we got to do something. And I can't stand being one of those we got to do better people. I want this to be about action. Only the action that we taking part in is destructive. So maybe I got through to you, maybe I didn't. But today I tried. I love you. Leave a comment. Drop a like. Subscribe. Join the army, man. Get your people together. I'm out.